Yeah, I was going to record this last night, but I was having a crappy night, so I just didn't do anything. I just watched your latest video with the translation. Oh, that was funny. I was sitting there the whole time like, I'm a lesbian woman and I love dogs. So and then the minute that you did the more ha 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 of George Bush, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. And it was great when I heard it. It was hilarious. Anyway, you just reminded me about the Sentry, the engineers with the little shooter gun. I remember I used to do it because I would get so bored, like, waiting behind the Sentry gun. So I just go take my little shotgun and run out and just start shooting people. But then I'd freak out because somebody would finally find my Sentry gun, and then, like, you could see the percentage going down. And I'm like, ah, crap. Especially you heavy wearers. Oh, my God. Because every time somebody would come in, like a heavy guy, like a hardware guy or whatever, they would they would kill it within like a second. It used to piss me off. But I loved being the jumper. That was fun. Just sitting there being a pyro maniac and shooting people all over. Let's see. I haven't played any Spider-Man kind of games. I'll probably have to try that because I need new games. I mean, like, it just does seem like everything sucks and I need something new because I swear to God, sometimes I really think I do have ADD. Let's see, what else did you... Oh, you're talking about anime. I usually, like, I'll be honest, I watch a lot of the girly stuff. But I've watched Evangelion, which I love. I love that one. I know it's one of the mainstream ones, but it was good because it started out at first like a monster of the day kind of mecha, which annoyed me. But then it got into like the whole mind trippiness, and I think it was Hideki Anno that directed it, and I think his background story was he used to be in one of the gangs. It was some kind of cult in Japan, and they had them doing all these things, and he was kind of still all depressed about it, and so he made Evangelion, and he made it all mind trippy because that's how he was at the moment, and it's great because you're looking at Shinji, and kind of going from where he's normal to all of a sudden he's kind of really, his mind is degrading and it's disintegrating and he's just breaking down and he just goes completely mad. And I remember the final episode of the actual anime show, people hated it because it was so abstract. It was very abstract, but I loved it because it had so much symbolism behind it. It wasn't like in your face, this is exactly what this means, and it was so much, it had so much symbolism in it. And if you actually think about things, you watch it and you're like, we really appreciate it because it was very artistic. And then he ended up having to make this gory end of Evangelion and the death and rebirth because people complained about the last episode so badly. And it was funny because in one part he puts up like suicide notes. Not suicide notes. People sent him death threats because they were so angry about the last episode that he actually put like he threw in this last shot of all the death threats that he got and all the angry letters that he got. It was pretty funny. Evangelion is a good one. And I'm like 99.9% sure it's up on YouTube. I don't see the link for the one that you're talking about. Oh, my computer's like going slow. I didn't see the link for the one you're talking about, but it was like, what, cool something? I'll have to watch the video again and get that. What else? I do read manga a lot. I love manga. I read all varying stuff. Sometimes I read stuff that hasn't even come out here. Like, they have like the scanslations on the internet, and I watch those. And the minute you said non-electronical stuff to do, I kind of want like, shoot, my world's like electronical. I probably would have died if I was in 1950 or something like that. let's see, things that I don't do. That I do that's not technological kind of stuff. Wow, it's sad that it's so hard to think about this. I don't know. I don't do much. I mean, I used to do a lot before when I used to have my old cat. I'd go and like bug him and play with him and stuff like that. You know, I go out with my friends. You know, go to movies or something like that, which is kind of way electronical, I guess. You know, I don't do much outside of computer television. Sad. It's kind of bad. I should do more. I want to do more. I'm planning on volunteering at an animal shelter over winter break. I'm thinking about that's what I want to do. Because I love animals. I adore animals, especially cats. Love cats. That's the reason when you showed Ninja, I was like, oh, he's so adorable. But yeah, I love animals to death. Let's see. What do I think about the racist people? They're interesting. They're interesting because, you know, I've seen it on both ends of the spectrum. You know, where you have, you know, Muslims. You know, there are very good Muslims out there. I mean, it's my religion. There are great people out there, you know. And I'm sure there are great Christians out there, and there are great Jews out there, and there are great Buddhists. And, you know, like, that's my argument with people, that every group has their bad people. And unfortunately, a lot of times, they end up becoming the ones that are most out in the spotlight, and they overshadow everybody else. And the thing is, you know, you look at people like Al-Qaeda and other things, and then you look at, you know, over here, the conservatives and the ones that are being racist and saying, oh, those, you know, terrorist scum and all this, and, you know, and it's like, do you guys realize how similar you are? Like, you say the same things, except with a few, like, words changed here and there, but very similar, very similar. You know, and you're lucky. You're in Canada now, so it's a little easier for you over there. Over here, it's kind of like, you know, being in America, you kind of try to edit what you say, because if you say something wrong, somebody gets upset, and somebody gets, you know, and, you know, for God's sakes, I was reading about one girl who said something really stupid. I mean, like, you don't say that here in America. She said something about assassination and stuff like that. She's 14 years old. FBI came to her house and they were searching her. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but at the same time, it's kind of like we're in a time right now where you've got to be very careful what you say, you know, because people can take it very literally, even if you're joking around or not. And, you know, I'm sure her being very young, she probably didn't realize that, but, you know, when you're older, you kind of realize, okay, I got to be careful with what I say. You know, I still say things that I know. You know, I'm not out to hurt anybody. I just think that this is ridiculous, and people are getting hurt on both sides, and it's a ridiculous war. I never thought it should start in the first place. You know, especially the whole connection with Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Where'd that come from? You know, and I think they had Jay Moore on CNN one time, and he was saying how, you know, it's a known fact, and many Muslims know it. Saddam Hussein hated bin Laden. Hated him. And then everybody's like, oh, they're best friends, they're like this, and, you know. Like, I'm not saying Saddam Hussein was a good person, but when he was in control of Iraq, there was a lot less chaos than there is now. And people can't do their normal daily things. You know, people over there felt safer when he was in power than now. And it's sad. I mean, I'm not saying that the radicals are right. I don't like what they say either. I don't like radicals in it, because there's radicals in every single religion. And they just want to control everybody. And the thing is, even in the Quran, it says that you have to have your own intention for things. You know, you shouldn't force me to think how I want, because what good is it? You know, how is God going to think good of me if I'm doing it to please somebody else? I should do it to please myself, and because I want to do it for God. You know, not because I'm afraid somebody's going to be mad at me. And to put fear in somebody, Why do that, you know? If you're such a good, holy person and you fear God so much, why do you put fear in other people? And the Christians do it too. And the Muslims do it. And the Jews do it. And so, like, that's the reason a lot of times I really believe organized religion is a cult. And, you know, even being in a social psych class, we've talked about how the definition of a cult and the definition of a religion, the line between them is very blurred because there's so many similar aspects. And it's scary. It's scary because, you know, you should... I think the whole idea of kind of feeling close to God is you feel that personal connection. You know, not just like you feel, well, I have to do this because the group's doing this. And I think if you really want to feel closeness with God, you don't think about stuff like that. You don't think about what others are thinking, you know? And I don't know, that's what makes me a spiritual person, you know? Like, people will probably kill me one day for saying this, but one day I'd love to see just one whole religion with all these different aspects, because especially the three main religions, they are so similar, so shockingly similar, and Muslims and Christians are more similar than with Jews. And then, you know, like, there are similarities between Muslims and Christians that are very like the fact that we don't hold Jesus as the Son of God, but we believe in him as a great prophet. You know, we do believe in him. We recognize him. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Because they, oh, well, you don't believe in him and you worship Allah. And, you know, Allah. And it's like, dude, you're an idiot. Allah is the Arabic word for God. And then, you know, there's the idea of that, you know, the idea of kosher and halal between Jewish and Muslims. Very similar. But why is it that we're so similar and we're fighting like cats and dogs, you know? I don't know, it's sad. And I'd love to one day see something where it's not that there is no religion, it's just that we believe in God, but at the same time, it's like we respect each other. And it's never going to happen because we're all just at war, and it's sad. It's sad, and just like when you think about it, just the way people are so at each other's throats, and like, you know, there's so much war and violence because of ignorance. Because you can't sit there and say, you're different from me, and I respect that, and I'm different from you, and you respect me. But nobody can do it, because they're all too stuck up in their own selves to even care about anybody else. But, I'm ranty. I'm telling you, I could go on and on and on about religion and politics, and God only knows. And good old Bush, I think when he was talking about the nuclear tests in North Korea, oh, it was so funny because they were playing his little address about it, and it was hilarious because it was just, you get nuclear over and over and over again. It was so great. Well, yes, and I noticed in one of your responses to me, because I was bored and I was like, oh, I wanted to see who was responding in our conversation. And which is how I found Patriot Action, when she seems really cool. And then I saw this lovely idiot named Cavett. So wonderful. So wonderful. I bet he goes and shines his shotgun every night, you know, while he's chewing on his straw and, you know, with his little hat and sitting there watching George Bush, you know, and he's like, God bless George Bush. I'm going to go insult those damn liberals. Because you know what? I hate them liberals. Yeah, I'm sure he does that. But, yeah, it was pretty funny. Blocked him. But, what else am I talking about? Yeah, I'm rambling. Oh, it's good to ramble. I'm glad you changed the title, too, because I was like, somebody's going to see this, and they're going to watch it, and like, this has nothing to do about YouTube celebrities. I think I might change the keywords up a little bit, but yeah, this is interesting. This is fun. I'm glad we got into this. It's pretty cool. Just talking about random things, and you know, it's all good.